here. Welcome to All the Gear, No Idea, the show that I do on weekends where you control the topics, you control the questions, and you control where the show goes. I've got the computer, I've got the internet. If you've not subscribed to it already, please do. But let's get on with the show. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too.
Hello guys, how are we doing? Welcome back to the Free Hammers. It's Saturday. It's the last Saturday before the last game of the season. And what a season it's been, guys. What a fantastic season it's been. You know, more on that probably over the next week or so, you know, when me and Paul get together again and, you know, and we have a proper good look at the season. But, you know, today's mainly about that Southampton game. And how good is it, you know, that it's still something to play for, even though it's the last game of the season. You know, it's not a dead wood game. You know, it's not one of those just turn up to enjoy it sort of thing. You know, these sort of games at the end of the season, usually you just go there for a day out. You might see the new kit. You might see a few youth players playing. That's not the case. You know, the case is we've got something to play for, which is a great thing. So we'll start off, you know, in the preview as I usually do, you know, where we get to go on a couple of the websites, you know, and their opinions on what they think the game's going to be like tomorrow. But yeah, nice to see a few in the chat this morning. Morning from Duncan as well. So yeah, Southampton, guys. If we have a look at Southampton, so we'll, as I always do, I start on the BBC website first. Probably one of the most reliable. So go on the BBC first. So Southampton. If we look at the table, Southampton are currently sitting in 14th. It looks like they won't finish much higher than that. So, you know, they've had a really dodgy season. Only 12 wins, 18 losses, minus 18 goal difference, which isn't great. Yeah, they've not had the best of seasons at all. We look at their top goal scorers as well this season. Danny Ings, obviously a player at West Ham, heavily linked with. James Ward-Prowse, fantastic set piece. Like what a player. Would love to have him at West Ham. Shay Adams as well. Another player I'm a big fan of. Yeah, they've had a bit of a meh season, haven't they, this year? All right, geez. Luke, since Wednesday, a Spurs fan ain't come in my office and decided to work from home, and the Spurs finished ninth. Imagine them finishing. Do you know what, actually, mate? You say finish ninth. I actually think it'll be funnier, mate, if they finish in that Europa Conference League. And that's, listen, take nothing away. That I'd be great if we finished there. Do you know what I mean? But for them, you know, after all the Mickey Mouse Cup, you know, it's not something that we should be part of and all this crap. It would just be so funny if they were to finish there. Sorry, guys, I'm just if I look like I'm doing something, it's purely because Paul has said that he might come on in a minute, so I'm just sending him the link. Dodgy season or not, Ralph Hufsenstadt is one of the best coaches in the league. I've always stand by that. Yeah, no, I agree, Mitch, mate. Saying that they're a bad team, they just had a bit of a season. I don't know if it's confirmed. Adams is out, I believe, and maybe Ings. How true? You'll probably see in a bit. But yeah, we'll have a look at a minute. 2 seconds, guys. So I do apologise. Right. Chris says, morning, Lukey. Hope you've had a good week, bro. I certainly have. Only 1 week left till half term, so I can do loads of videos again. Saints want to feel themselves lucky because didn't want to go on a winning run mid-season. Otherwise, they would have got sucked in. Do you think Nuno has left Wolves for Spurs? I certainly do, mate. I think there's a reason behind that. You know, it's a shame because I like Nuno and I don't want to dislike him, but I'll have to dislike him now because he's joining Spurs. So let's jump in. So our recent record against Saints is here. A site that I use quite a lot as well, 11versus11.com. Goes back ever. Look, 1914, it goes right back to like the beginning of time. This bloody computer's doing my nutting today. Not letting me do anything today. So annoying. Can I scroll down, please? There we go. It's so technology, eh? Oh my god! There's an old woman went up doing bingo ads as well. Right. So last time we played them guys was in December. A 0-0 draw. Last time at Upton Park. Upton Park. I wished. Last time at London Stadium, 3-1 win for West Ham. We've got quite a good record against them at home, to be honest with you. Goals from Jared Bowens, Sebastian Heller, and Antonio. Mikel Obafemi scored for them. Yeah, like I say, we haven't got the worst record against these at all. It's a team that I quite enjoy watching and a team that I quite enjoy playing, to be honest with you. You're always off, mate. Talk about it's teacher's world. I'm definitely in the wrong. You are, mate. You are. Listen, I get 13 weeks off a year, mate. I absolutely love it. That's one of the main reasons I started the job, just because which jobs get the most holidays. And then obviously, yeah, I've been in education for like 10 years now. So if you times 10 by 13, it's 130 weeks. So out of 10 years working, I've actually had nearly 2.5 years off of them. I've actually only worked like 7.5 of them. No, I'm wrong. It was early up to Xmas. Saints did okay after that. It's been terrible. Yeah, so sorry for if it's a little bit laggy, guys. Like I say, it's just something that looks slightly wrong. Paul's in the chat now. So Paul's going to be joining in. Paul will be joining us now. So that's good to see Paul. Hello, mate.
Hello.
We usually start together, but obviously now starting halfway through. I've only just started, mate. We're starting to talk about the Southampton game. How good is it, mate? Going into the last game of the season, we've still got something to play for.
Fantastic, mate. It makes a nice change, doesn't it?
Yeah. What do you make of Southampton? They're currently 14th. Had the best of season, but a few good players now.
Sorry, mate. Just making sure all my gear setup just jumped on really quick there.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
make sure everything's
mate,
right.
Yeah. So they've got like Ward Price, Shay Adams. I like him. Danny Ings as well, a player we're linked with. What do you make of them?
Yeah, I think you're right, mate. Like the likes of Danny Ings obviously has been their main threat this season. They're not, not a bad team, but I've been saying this about all the, we said going into this running, really, we need to be beating all of these teams, and that hasn't really changed. Do you know what I mean? Hello, guys. It hasn't really changed. So, they're a decent side. I think the problem is this stage of the season, we've seen it this week. Results are all over the place. Teams who have got nothing to play for, but then the pressure's off, so they can kind of relax and enjoy their game. And then teams like us who are playing for something, pressure's on. It's interesting. It's made the last week interesting.
So before we carry on about the Southampton game, obviously where you've just joined, what did you make of the game on Wednesday, mate? It was one of them frustrating ones again, weren't it? But you turned it into a really good result in the end.
Yeah, it was a weird one, mate. It was a weird one because it just seemed like it was going to be. Obviously, we missed the penalty really early doors. I think Antonio should have scored that anyway. But got the penalty, missed it, and you're just thinking it's going to be one of them days. Do you know what I mean?
So we did go 1-0 down, didn't we? Bit disappointing.
Went 1-0 down, scored just before half time to make it 1-0. But still, I just thought I don't know the way we were playing. We were creating chances. If you look at the stats, we had lots of shots. We were creating chances. It just felt like one of them games where it weren't going to happen, weren't going to go. And maybe we were going to get a point. And then I don't know. Maybe it was like the last sort of 15 minutes. It was as if the team went, all right, yeah, we'll start playing now.
We did score a good time though, didn't we? Obviously, Soucek scored just before half time, didn't he? Which was crucial. That put him up to 10 goals. Assist from Ben Rama. It didn't have best against Ben Rama, but
do you know what? I've been one of Ben Rama's biggest critics. I thought he was our best player. I really did. I thought he was our best player. He was our most dangerous player going forward. When he came off, I couldn't believe it. Lingard did nothing.
That is a substitution, though, isn't it? It's either Bowen for Lingard or Lingard for Bowen.
You have to think, Ben Rama for Bowen.
Oh yeah, certainly, yeah.
But yeah, you have to think maybe there's something in his contract, in Lingard's contract, while he's on loan that he has to play. He can't be subbed. I don't know. I don't know if that's something they'd even do. But he was terrible. Didn't do anything at all. I thought Benrahma was much better, much more effective. Benrahma came off. I was there sitting there saying, Moyes, I don't know what you're doing. What sort of sub is this? But then it shows what I know, because after that, we went and scored 2 goals. So obviously Lingard involved with the assist to the last one.
So at 1-1, Cresswell had that bloody amazing free kick.
Oh, yeah.
But if that would have went in,
mate, do you know what, though? He should have scored. He should have scored. Like,
it was quite a big gap, wasn't it?
It was a massive gap. You know, the keeper was completely caught out. He didn't even move, didn't even go for it. And he hit the post. He was unlucky. But I tell you, mate, I reckon he'll be kicking himself for that. He'll be kicking himself.
Yeah.
He'll know he should have scored that.
Obviously, then Oggy scored, mate. You know, we're all massive fans of Oggy. You know, I believe that puts him joint second in terms of goals for a defender for West Ham.
Brilliant.
Prem, I think it is. 37 for Big Julian. Like that's never getting beaten. What a servant he's been. You know, what a player he's been, and you know, always there for an header, isn't he?
Fantastic player, mate. And you know, this is such a shame he got injured this year, because I think this year he's been one of our best players easily the last couple of seasons. This year he was fantastic. He was one of the best defenders in the league. There's no doubt about it. One of the best defenders in the league this year, and it's such a shame he got injured. But yeah, fantastic player. Didn't get called up to the Italy squad, which is a shame. But you know, I've seen people saying, "Well, that's a good thing, because if he went, he'd probably get injured and we'd lose him." I think it is a shame. I think he deserves it, but maybe, you know, the recent injury sort of put a stop to that. But what a player, mate! What a fantastic player!
Definitely. And obviously, the final goal came from Antonio. Also put him on 10 goals, mate. You know, when do we ever get 2 players that score 10 goals in a season?
We rarely get 1 player that scores 10 goals, mate. Let alone 2.
We could have 3. If Lingard gets 1 more, Bowen needs 2. I can't. To be fair, one of them might do it. I can't see both doing it. Shows, you know, that we've got a few goals across the pitch this year. Lingard, Bowen, Soucek, Mickey as well, and then Dawson has had about 5, hasn't he? Oggy's had about 3. It's nice to see goals all over the pitch.
Yeah, great to see. It's brilliant that the goals are being shared around. But again, and I know Antonio scored 10 goals, not a knock on him at all. But imagine if I know every club in the league wants this, but imagine if we had that 20-goal striker.
Oh, mate.
Where we would be, where that would take us.
Well, Haller scored 7 for us as well, mate. I mean, just looking at David Moyes' record against Southampton, he's played 16 times against them, won 6, drawn 7, and lost 3. But our record against Southampton's quite good, to be honest with you. I remember the last few games, it's been like 3-1, 3-0. I'm expecting a win.
I'm expecting a win as well, mate. I am. The only fear that I've got is because we know we only need a draw. That's the fear. Yeah. Like, if we try and settle for the draw and we mess it up, that's the only fear. That's the only fear. You know, we're more than capable of winning. We should win. We need to go out, blow them away. You know, blow them away, score 3 goals, get it done. Get it done. That's the only worry, because we know we only need a point. Don't go there for a point. Don't go for a point.
I'm just going to go onto this website very quickly, the one I always use now when I do my previews, and then I'm going to ask you a few tough questions, mate, afterwards, after we've built up this game. A few questions I'll put your opinions on. So, Southampton's latest, so their last game, they lost to Leeds, fantastic Leeds size. They beat Fulham 3-1, beat Palace 3-1, lost to Liverpool, drew with Leicester, and lost with the Dirty Spurs. So, we go into the preview bit properly. I do love this site because it gives you proper formations, what they expect and stuff like that. So it's always very, very good site, this is. So they're expecting us to line up, mate, with Cresswell, Ogbonna, Dawson, Soufal, Randolph in goal, obviously, if Fabianski's still injured. Changes you see there, mate, or is that more or less right, that, isn't it?
Yeah, if Fabianski's fit, he'll probably come in. But apart from that, yeah, I imagine it'll be the same lineup as the other day.
Yeah,
maybe Bowen will start, but just to freshen things up. But we'll see.
For them, Danny Ings, they're saying Teller, Ward-Price, what a player. Nathan Redmond, Walcott, Walkers-Peters, Bednarek, Vestergaard, Stevens, and McCarthy, mate. Anyone you like in there? Would you have Danny Ings, mate? There's one for you. Would you like to see him in a West Ham shirt next year if it was possible?
Depends on the price, mate. Obviously, he's a fantastic player. he's a fantastic player, but his injury record's scary. You know, especially coming to a club like West Ham, we ain't got the best record of keeping players injury-free. So that scares me. I wouldn't want to throw big money on him. I'll tell you, mate, every time he plays against us, Nathan Redmond raises his game. I like Nathan Redmond.
He's decent, player.
Walcott loves a goal against us.
Ward-Prowse is fantastic player.
Ward-Prowse obviously is probably the pick. But if you're being objective, like I say, apart from players that tend to raise their game, Danny Ings could play for any team in the league when he's fit.
I think he's going to replace Harry Kane, to be honest with you. I think he's going to go Spurs.
Ward-Prowse is a great player, but apart from that, let's be honest, they're an ordinary team. They are.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Injury doubts for us, obviously Lanzini, Masuaku and Fabianski. Them, small bone, great name. Bertrand, Romelu and Shea Adams is also doubtful.
Pretty sure we've been linked with Bertrand for the summer.
Yeah, I think you're right, mate. Yeah, I think you are right, yeah.
Just like us to want to sign an injured player.
Yeah, mate. Their prediction is West Ham need a point to score fifth in a Europa League football after their 3-1 win over West Brom in midweek. Southampton will be glad to be back of this campaign. It's been a long, hard slog, and they're predicting a 2-0 win for West Ham. Let's hope so. Let's just put the camera angles back. So, as we said, mate, a point will get us fifth. What a fantastic season that would be, mate. Listen, we broke our win record. We broke our away win record. I do believe a point, I think it is, breaks our points record. What more can you say, mate? Honestly, what more can you say? I know we're going to do a proper season review probably next week, but, what is an amazing season. Honestly, what an amazing season.
Yeah, and it's after... It's such a weird thing, obviously, last season, if you'd have asked me last season at the start of this season, I
predicted 14th.
Mate, I thought we were going down. I thought we were going to get relegated. I thought we would be in a relegation battle this year. It has been an incredible season. There's no doubt about it. We're guaranteed European football next year, regardless. Looks like we're probably going to get in Europa League, straight into the group stages. How fantastic is that to see?
It does, mate. A point does guarantee 6.
Yes. The only thing is, because we were up challenging the top 4 for so long.
Yeah, we could miss out by a point. No, we've missed that anyway.
Because we were up there challenging for so long. This, don't get me wrong, there's absolutely no doubt about it. This has been an unbelievable season. Fantastic achievement. It's been incredible. But I think this is going to be one of those seasons we look back on and go, if only this.
We can't finish 5th. Yeah, so 6 is 6, guys. Sorry,
yeah. If only this. If only we'd have won this game, or if only we'd have done better in this game, would have been in the Champions League. It's a shame to be so close and fall short, but then we don't deserve it. Our form. Our form over the last 5-6 games, we don't deserve Champions League. We're not good enough yet to be in the Champions League.
I think the squad's been too tired.
Yeah.
I think it's very thin as well. And, we just injuries and form just went at the wrong time, didn't it? Just at the wrong time. Yeah, but what an amazing season,
Fantastic. Fantastic season, mate. Amazing. Yeah. There surely is not a single West Ham fan out there that would have said, oh, yeah, I think we're going to finish in the top 6 this year. Surely not a single one.
It's incredible. It is amazing. It is. It's amazing. 6. Here's a question for you, mate. So if we don't make 6, and say we do dip up tomorrow, what were your opinions on the Conference League, mate? Because we're guaranteed that, we are. Unless there's like a bloody 9 goals.
Unless they haven't win about 12-0.
Yeah.
It's... I don't know. I mean, the format, the way that they've I have to say, I quite like the way they've rearranged the format of the competitions. So now the Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, and they all sort of feed into each other. And now the way that the domestic cups, so, if you win the League Cup now, you go into the Conference League. If you win the FA Cup, you go into the Europa League. People that get knocked out of the Champions League, drop into the Europa, drop out of the Europa into the Conference. It's a more simplified setup. I actually quite like it. And I like that they've done away with, where it used to be before, if a certain team wins this, but they're already in the top 4, then you get an extra place. They've done away with that. So there's no more, the places don't drop down anymore, top 4 Champions League, 2 after that Europa, then the Conference. I think it's simplified. I quite like it. as far as the actual thing itself, I don't know, mate. It's never, we haven't seen it before, so we'll have to wait and see. It could be a good competition. You know, if you look at some of the teams that could be in there, there's still some good teams that could be in that competition.
I see it as another cup you can win.
Yeah.
You know, League Cup, FA Cup, and you've got Europa Conference. Hopefully, we're not talking Europa Conference. You know, I want Europa League. There's going to be some fantastic clubs in that Europa League next year. What I would use the Conference League for is a bit of a youth project, mate, to be honest with you. I'd give either Becker his chance and Coventry his chance. What about you?
Possibly, but you want to get the games. With the conference, there's still one qualifying game. So obviously you want to go all out. You want to win that qualifying game if that was the competition you were in. And once you're in that, then it's the same setup. It's a group stage. I'm pretty sure it's the same setup as the other two
think so, yeah. A couple of qualifying rounds, I think, yeah.
Just the one qualifying round. And then for English teams anyway, one qualifying round. Boom, then you're in it. I agree. We would need to rotate. You wouldn't want to prioritise a competition like that. But then if you think about it as well, if we did get into this Conference League, like you say, it's a chance for us to win it. If we win it, then we're in the Europa League next year. You know, so I don't know. I'd still want us to take it seriously if we were in it. I still would. The only thing is you don't get
prestige of saying you're the first club that's ever won it as well.
Well, there you go as well. There's that, yeah, to win the inaugural competition. Like you say, obviously, hopefully this doesn't matter. It's irrelevant because we're straight into the Europa. Although, like I say, I'm pretty sure the third place in the group stage of the Europa goes into a playoff thing, and then they can drop down into the Conference League.
Oh, so we may end up in that anyway.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. Yeah. So it'd be interesting. I'm interested to see how it goes.
Yeah. Go in the comments. I think life is promised. You have to make the most out of the hand you get. Agreed. Agreed. You have to earn fourth, but we were so close. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think where we was in there for so long, you couldn't really pick the fixtures any better that we had. Really, could you? You know, like it goes into here in a circle, says it like the Arsenal games. That sticks out massively for me, the Arsenal game. Newcastle game, Everton game, Man United game, Liverpool and Chelsea. Scared performances cost us UCL. I agree. And it did get frustrating in the end. It did. It was quite frustrating. We'll come back to that question, Raphael. Just bear with me. As Gonzo pointed out, there's not going to be much prize money in it. Haven't heard any TV deal yet. Could be sent to Russia to play. Be detrimental to the squad if we don't invest properly.
Yeah, and I mean that is the downside. Obviously, you know, there ain't going to be much prize money. There's not really much prize money in the Europa League either. Could be sent to Russia to play. Well, you know, if you want to be in European competitions, you've got to be prepared to go and play around the world, you know. But I agree, you know, it could be detrimental to the squad. Yeah, absolutely. You know, we at the moment, do we have a squad to play twice a week? Of course we don't. No, absolutely not. But that's the same for the Europa League as well. It'd be the same for the Champions League. Because there's not enough prize money, they're not going to invest heavily. I know. It's a vicious sort of circle. Yeah, it is, but I still want to see us go for it.
Europa League, though, mate, does that open up like that sort of next level player?
Absolutely. Yeah, of course it does. You know, you're not going to be on the
Champions League play. No,
Champions League's a different ball game completely. Yeah, Champions League's a different game completely. But European players want to be playing in Europe. You know, you're talking that next step down level of player, but still better than what we've been able to attract before. You know, if you think of the players last couple of years that we've been all in for, I'm trying to think who the big one was last year. Before we signed Allaire.
Nesri, wasn't it?
No, before we signed Allaire.
Gomez.
Gomez, yes. So the likes of Gomez, if we were in European competition, that type of player is going to say, yeah, okay, I'm going to come to you. If you're not in Europe, those players want to be playing in Europe. I'm not talking the top level Champions League players, but yeah, of course. I think more important than the one-off though is it's establishing yourself as a European team.
Yeah. So next season for you, mate, what would be a good season next year now to say that, okay, we've over West Hamites?
It's all about consolidation.
I think 8th, 9th next year. I'm not saying European qualification. Be amazing if we did, but solid top half finish would be shown that we've turned the corner, I think.
A top half finish, mate, for me would be the bare minimum.
I'm thinking with the 2 games a week, with the Thursday, Sunday.
Oh yeah, Sunday. No, I get it. And this is where it comes down to, you know, obviously the investment in the squad and how that goes. obviously is going to impact things. But if assuming we were a well-run club and the manager's back properly, we need to be trying to consolidate ourselves as one of those European teams. So you want to make sure you're in the conversation. Similar to this season, we've been in the conversation for Europe all season.
Safe by about February,
yeah,
and you can enjoy like the end of the season, the March, April, May of the season, isn't it? One more question on Europa League, mate. Obviously, because we're not there yet, but just hypothetically, tomorrow, who's the first team you'd like to see pulled out the app, mate, in the group stage with West Ham?
I'd have to have a look and see who's in there. I'm pretty sure maybe Roma.
I'll give you one name that's definitely in there, mate, which would be a bit of a absolute Paolo Di Canio derby, is Lazio.
Are Lazio there, yeah?
I do believe so, mate. I believe Lazio are about 7th in Serie A, 6th or 7th in Serie A. There's a few German clubs in there as well.
Let's see. So at the moment, Juventus are in the Europa League position. So that would be one, wouldn't it? Let me see here. Hang on. There's only, according to Google, there's only one team going into the Europa from Italy, which seems weird, which would be Juventus. So Lazio and Roma would miss out. They can't catch Juve. Right. You're basically talking Juve, Napoli, or AC Milan.
Well,
mate, take your pick. Yeah, take your pick. Let's see what La Liga's saying.
Yeah, I don't know if like someone like Marseille as well, like France.
La Liga's nice. So there's a couple of decent teams there. It's between Sociedad, Betis, and Villarreal. Villarreal would be nice. I'd quite like to play Villarreal.
They're finalists this year. Finalists, aren't they, against Man United? There we are.
And
they could be Champions League, though. You see, if they win the Europa League, they might be Champions League.
France, you've got Monaco, potentially PSG. Monaco, potentially PSG.
Yeah, because Lille's won the league, haven't they? Lille won the league, haven't they? Yeah.
Well, no, it's not. There's one game to play. They're a point in front. So it could be you've got Lille, PSG, Monaco, or Lyon. All of those four. That's a really good last day in France.
Yeah, mate.
There's some good teams there, mate. There's some good teams.
Just gonna up in the comments there. I can't see BT or Sky picking it up. To be honest, Amazon on. I'll tell you that DAZN are coming up close as well. I'll tell you that DAZN will grab something to say in a couple of years. Top 7 as to be the goal for next season, surely, yeah. I'm going to come back to your other question in a minute, mate. It's just because we're talking about Europe at the minute. I can only imagine what Sullivan is saying privately. He was moaning about Everton. Can you imagine the Ruby Kazan thing? Yep, 100%. 9th or high. This is next season, obviously. Decent one in the cup. Strengthen the squad. And don't get embarrassed in the UEL. Yeah, great, mate. Raphael would like Marseille, Juventus, Monaco, Lyon, or Marseille. I wonder if Italy has lost the place due to Italian side performances in Europe.
Must be, mate. Yeah, because
Juventus might be in any competition at all.
Well, that's actually that's a very good point as well. Yeah, depending on what Juve do. Obviously, as well, the Spanish teams, Real Madrid and Barcelona, they could be out of European competition as well next year. So that could all change. But yeah, according to Google, there's only one Europa League place for Italy, which is interesting.
Zagreb. Jose Mourinho going to pick another 10 million compensation from Roma when Roma sack him. Zagreb knocked out Spurs. Would be scenes if we drew Marseille and Astra. Oh, Jesus Christ, not Astra again. Will Juventus get a Europa League place? They're still in that Europa Super League. No, yeah, that's what we just said, mate. Who knows? You know, there's still a lot that could come of that.
It'd be really interesting to see what happens there because the Italian FA, the Italian League, have basically come out and said that if Juve don't withdraw, they won't be able to play in Serie A next year.
Yeah.
So I don't see how
you a minute over there.
Yeah, I don't see how Juventus. It's not as if, like I say, Juventus ain't nowhere near winning the league this year.
It's happened before, mate. When they did,
but they've been demoted. Yeah, they've been demoted down the league before. But it'd be very interesting to see what happens there. It really will. I don't know. I don't know what way that's going to go.
Raphael, here we go. We can move on now to a little bit of some of the minor transfer news that's about. Thoughts on releasing Felipe Anderson on a free? Yeah, that was one of the rumours. 80 grand a week, just to basically get him off the books. What are your thoughts on that, mate?
I wouldn't be against it, mate. I wouldn't be surprised, if
you wouldn't try and get a bit of money for him.
It depends if there's any interest. Obviously,
probably sell him for 10.
I mean, yeah, obviously, if there's an option to sell him rather than release him, I'm sure the club will do that. But then it's weighing it up as well. You've got to think any club who comes in to buy him, yes, we might get 10 million for him, but then we might have to subsidise his wages depending on what team he goes to. And the club might look at that and say, well, it works out the same. We might as well just let him go for nothing.
Is there any way back for him for you?
We've spoken about this before. I don't think so. For me personally,
Europa League might be a good thing for him,
For me personally, I would say yes. I wouldn't mind him back in the squad, like you say. We're going to have more games. We know his quality. We know he can play, but I don't think Moyes rates him, and I don't think Moyes wants him. And because of that, I don't think there's a way back for him, mate. I don't.
Yeah, it's a shame. It is a shame. Like I say, I was a bit of a fan for him. But yeah, I think he will go. I think him and Yarmolenko, I think their future's done now, mate, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I agree.
Mitchell says selling him for about 10 million is about as bad as releasing him. So much money lost. Yeah, mate, but it's just and your losses and try to save something, mate, I think. I mean, we saw what happened with Lingard. Who's to say Anderson or Barkley can't do that? Who knows? Lingard stays and Anderson plays with him. Would you get a better performance out of him? I don't know. There was some quality in there. He scored 9 goals in his first season.
Oh, mate, his first season, he was fantastic. He was fantastic. He was on fire. He fell off. The worry for me ain't so much that he fell off at West Ham. He's then gone out and he's done nothing. He's left West Ham and he's been just as bad. He's done nothing.
I know he released that statement. I don't know whether you see it. He released a statement on his Twitter about, I wasn't given a fair chance at Porto. It was a pleasure to wear the shirt. But it's like, mate, I reckon you're just lazy, mate. Like, don't run. I know. It's a shame because there was a player there. There was a bit of a player there. Apparently, he was wanted in Turkey, not for crimes against football, but actually as a player. It will be 10 up front either. Let's say, would you take Diagana back if he became available? Good question. I'll put that to you first, mate.
Maybe. Again, depends on the price.
I would have from West Brom. He's bloody Pereira, mate. What a player.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
If you didn't get Lingard, I'd be all over him.
Yeah. I think the thing with Grady is we are kind of overloaded in that position. Would I swap Grady for Ben Rama?
No. I wouldn't.
I don't know.
I can't say Ben Rama, and we'll do this next week. So I don't want to spoil next week because probably next week, mate, we'll grade every player out of 10. But I wouldn't swap him for Ben Rama, no. If we get the wrong Brentford player, yes, we should have gone and got Ollie Watkins. I think the only thing that Grady has over Saeed slightly is maybe pace.
Pace, yeah, is more direct.
Scored more goals for West Ham.
So's everybody.
Yeah. He scored a great one again though against West Brom, didn't he? That one that's like that.
Dipped, yeah, good effort.
Did you make their goalkeeper actually on transfers? Obviously, it looks like he's going to join West Ham. Them rumours seem to be really, really strong. What do you make of him? Seems decent goalie.
I think that's basically it, mate. He seems decent. He looks decent. He looks all right. I don't think he looks special.
No, I would have rather have the Fulham guy if I had to pick someone who I was going to sniff.
I mean, 100%. I want like Areola, 100%. If I was going after a goalkeeper, that's who I'd go after. He looks all right. Yeah. He don't amaze me. Like I said, mate, Gigi Buffon is leaving Juventus again.
Yeah, 45 now, but
I don't care. I'd still sign him.
One of the best goalies in the Prem. He did say he came out, didn't he? He goes, I may retire, but I might have one more project left in me.
Well, Bring him home.
What a ledge, what a ledge, though, mate. What, honestly, you're talking goalkeepers. This man's one of, what is he? Top 5, surely.
Oh, it's
top
no
5.
doubt, absolutely,
Top 3.
easily,
Yes.
easily top 5, mate. Easily.
Never
I
won
would
the
say.
Champions League. Never
I
won
would
the Champions
say
League.
that's it. Well, I was joking
But he won
about
the
that.
World Cup, so.
I was joking that when he announced that he was leaving at the end of the season, we were still possibly going to get top 4. I was like, that's it. Bring him to West Ham. We'll win him that Champions League he's been missing. But
well,
no, he's unbelievable.
Highly of us in his autobiography as well, didn't he? He said West Ham was one of the clubs he would have loved to play for.
Yeah. For me, our generation, mate, who's better? Maybe Casillas, Schmeichel?
Yeah, you got a few, are in that Oliver Kahn, Schmeichel, like you say, Casillas and people like that, yeah.
Top 5 without a doubt. Top 5.
Of our generation, yeah. I agree. And I believe he's in the top 10 of all time as well. Definitely all time. Inner Circle says, Lingard's recent form, is it a worry? I think it's down to, he hasn't played a lot of football for a long time. And then the first few games was amazing, adrenaline and stuff like that. And I think, it's just natural that we'll dip a little bit. And maybe he's a little bit tired now towards the end. Still someone that has to be the first signing through the door in summer, yes?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think you just summed it up there, mate. Like you say, he hasn't played football regularly for a long time. It's going to catch up with him. He was absolutely on fire. There's very few players in the world that's going to keep up that level of performance.
Oh, mate, Messi numbers. Do you know what I mean? Messi, Ronaldo
exactly.
Numbers.
Across a whole season, let alone or half a season, let alone a full season. There's very few players in the world that are going to keep up that form. So no, I don't think. At
the end of the day, mate, he was voted 3 times over a month.
Every time, since he joined, mate, he's been nominated every month. His numbers are fantastic. Still, obviously got an assist the other day.
And if he finishes with 10 goals, which he could get one more tomorrow, it's a great return. From January, 10 goals. Amazing. He's got to be signed for me. I think he wants to come. Something we'll talk about a little bit later with the Harry Kane stuff. There could be a little games there with Tottenham and stuff. Will Man United go, oh, you can have Martial, Lingard, us, some money. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. You can't blame Felipe for what happened at Porto. He played 6 games and the manager didn't want him in the first place. I suppose, yeah. Peter says, you answered one of my questions. So I'm going to ask, where do we look for new players? Well, looks like the Championship, mate. It looks like Paul's one that he always says about Adam Armstrong. It looks like that's got some serious legs in it now. And I'm sure you'll be really happy, mate, if that does come off.
I'll be absolutely delighted, mate. That's you last year, mate. You were Ben Rama was your man last year. So for me, Armstrong, I want us to sign Armstrong. I think he's a fantastic player.
Over Ivan Toney? Would you, if Ivan Toney was the one that was there, or
I'd love to sign them both. I really would. They're completely different players.
Obviously, the Ivan Toney one will maybe gather pace if Brentford do lose. I believe it's today. I think Brentford are playing.
Different players, mate.
Would be good.
That's the thing. And this is the problem with our transfer policy over the years. And how many times have we done this? If we said, right, okay, Tony's our number 1 target, Armstrong's our second target. How does that work? They're different players, completely different styles, different players. So I don't. If I would hope that we'd be interested in both of them. To me,
obviously some other rumours in terms of striker as well, mate, is Simmer. Obviously, the chairman come out, didn't he, and said, West Ham, we're in discussions with them for Simmer. My only concern with him, what is he, only 19 years old? That's my only concern with him. And a lot of Slavia fans are saying that they don't think he would be quite ready yet. What about you? Is it one of them that I'll take that opportunity to go and get him now because in a year or two's time you might not be able to get him?
Yeah, I would say yeah. But again, it depends on the price. It depends on what. Do you know what they're after for him?
I think it was around 28, I think.
That's a lot of money. That's a big gamble. I
can't see the other guy. I think he plays again in Prague. Hojsek.
Yeah.
For him, if we was going to go and buy a big player, I think that's what I'd go for.
It'd be really interesting. One thing I will say is that I would trust David Moyes now, you know, to go out and
There's
get
any chance
the
in
right
El
player.
Nesri as well? Or again, is that another one that maybe Spurs will look at if Kane was to go?
I think so.
Kane will go.
I think there will be big competition. Again, I think depending on the price, Moyes is more going to be looking to the Championship, to the likes of your Tonys, your Armstrongs. I don't know. It's going to be really interesting, mate. You know, it's going to be really interesting. I did see someone say, Brian said there, do you think we need more than one new striker? Yes, we do. You know, so
there's a question I ask you there, mate. So say, for example, this is my ideal situation here. So Antonio stays, obviously. We go and get a Armstrong, a Tony, or whatever, one of them. And I think Arnie's going to be the third one. I think Arnie's going to be the plan B striker.
I think Arnie's the last resort. I don't even think Arnie's a plan B. I think Arnie's the last resort. I think the fact what Moyes was said when he was asked about him the other day, to me, come across as he wanted to leave the door open, but I don't think he would be one of the ones.
I think he's going to come. I do. I really think. I think Arnie's coming, mate.
I think it depends on the budget that we get. I think if Moyes can go out and get two of all of those players we just mentioned, if he can go out and get two of them, we don't need Arnie. We don't need him. If we can't, if Sullivan's tight, and we know he is, and we only maybe get one of them, then I can see Arnie coming in, you know, as a real sort of cheap option.
Yeah, I think. I think two strikers will come in, and maybe a centre midfielder, and then maybe a loan. What about you?
Yeah, I think so.
I think the left back, as much as we need a left back, I think we could survive one more year.
Yeah, it's not a priority position. Just like same as goalkeeper, it's not really a priority position. We could do with another centre back, but again, it's not really a priority. You know, we need to prioritise, like you say, mate, strikers and centre mids. So I think that's where the money will go.
Yeah, I agree, mate. Wouldn't you just play Felipe in Europe off the bench? Going to cost more to replace him. Yeah, it's a tough one, mate. It's a tough one. It's Galatasaray apparently want Anderson. Just checked. I would take Grady back in a heartbeat. He's still a quality player. Difficult to say, but I think the club were right about Grady. Buffon would sell his wages for a year in shirt sales. Yeah, what a player. Listen, we've discussed him. I think Southgate has told him he's on the plane. He's just calmed down. Maybe, yeah, maybe that. Do you think Lingard will go, mate, to the Euros?
Yes.
I do as well. I do. Now, I think it's gone up to 28-man squad now, isn't it, instead of 23. So I think that extra 5 is give Lingard his place, I think.
Yeah. I think so. I think he's deserved it this season as well.
Yeah, 100%. Agree, Mitchell would be a huge boost, even a 12-month contract. Do you think we need more than one striker? Well, yeah, we've just said we need 2. We do. We need 2. Because, again, Antonio is not a striker. As much as he's scored goals and he's played there, and I know Paul all the time bangs on about it, he is not a striker.
Yeah, of course. And he's one. He's a player that I would obviously, as a place in our squad, absolutely no doubt about it. But he's getting older. You know, his injuries still are problems, and he's not a striker. He hasn't got that striker's mentality. His positioning's not great. His finishing's
it's improved. It's improved, but you know, he's at an age now where it's not going to get an elite level.
Yeah, exactly. Antonio just he drives me crazy because he looks crap. Technically, he looks rubbish, and then he'll do something like the other day. He was running down the left wing and he just pinged the ball across with his left foot beautifully to Fornells. That Fornells chance. Where did that come from? Where did that come from? So yeah, no, we need to replace.
Difference though between a good player and a top player. You know, it's that decision making is the key thing. It's not so much the technique; it's that decision making.
Yeah, and for me, Tony is Antonio. He's the same player, but better. You know, Tony is the same type of player as Antonio. He scores similar kind of goals, but he is a striker. So if we were looking just to replace Antonio, Tony's got to be the one.
Yeah, Hozek will have the West Ham tax on him now. all these Czech players getting snapped up on the cheap. Yeah, I'll tell you what, that league's getting looked at a bit more now, a bit more respect in that league now. Simo is precisely what we need. He's young, he's hungry, he's fast, good in the air, versatile, cheap. If we miss out on him, we'll regret it in 2 years' time. Yeah, and I don't want it to be that situation, where we miss a player that, because we've done that so many times over the years, haven't we? We've missed our chance to go and buy them players. El Nesri could be going to Borussia, apparently. Obviously, Haaland, chance he's going to be leaving. I reckon we only need one striker. We have Depo coming back from loan, Beku coming through, and Mickey is unappreciated by the majority of the fan base. I'd like to see two.
Yeah, 100%. Yes, Depo coming back, Beku coming through, but neither of them are good enough to be leading the line for a team in European places. They're not. Yes, 100%. We need to develop them, and I'd love to see them around the squad. And we know injuries happen. If we just say, oh, we have them, Antonio gets injured again, and then a new signing, whoever it might be, gets injured, we're relying on kids to lead us through the Premier League and the European Challenge. It'd be a disaster, mate.
No,
it'd be a disaster.
No, you can't. Look at this season. Listen, when Antonio got injured, it was like, well, what are we going to play? He clearly doesn't trust Beku, because even when, was it Lingard that went off in one of the games? He didn't bring Beku on to play out front. That's when he rather have bought, I can't remember who he bought on in that game, but it wasn't Beku, and it just shows that he clearly don't trust him and knows he's not ready yet.
I think he bought on, didn't he bring on Fredericks and Johnson or something?
Yeah, it was something.
He bought on
like
two
that,
defenders, and Johnson was playing in midfield. Yeah.
And that just shows to me that not there yet. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
To be fair. Another player I see linked, mate, I don't know whether you see it, Oxlade-Chamberlain from Liverpool. Again, another injury-prone player. Again, I hate using this term, the when fit, he would be West Ham's best midfielder.
I've always rated him. Always rated him. He's a brilliant player.
Mitch is obviously a Liverpool fan, so it'd be nice to see his opinion on it.
I've always rated him, and I think for that centre midfield spot, it'd be brilliant. But like you say, mate, if fit, would he just be another? What's his name?
Kieran Dyer.
No, who's the bleeding hell? What's his name? Centre mid, Arsenal, West Ham fan. Let him go on. Yes, Wilshere. There you go. Name was gone. Would he just be another Wilshere? It's possible, isn't it? So again, it depends on price and wages and all the rest of it.
Very good player.
That is a fantastic.
Imagine him, Lingard, Rice, and Soucek. That's a great midfield. It's a fantastic midfield. So that's an interesting one as well. Anything else, mate? Anything else, West Ham, before we move on to the last couple of topics?
The only other thing I've really seen being talked about this week is the kits.
Yeah, and what kit it's going to be, mate, if it does come out. I'll tell you what, I didn't buy this season's kit. It's the first time I've not bought a kit in years. I'm telling you what, if it's Paolo Di Canio retro kit, then there's no doubt about it.
I don't know how you didn't buy the kits this year, mate. That black third kit is fantastic. It's stunning. The home kit's beautiful as well, mate. When they were like, what were they, £16 on M&M? Should have been all over that. I bought all three.
Should have been all over that. Yeah,
I bought all three. I'm going to buy another one of the black kits just to keep, because I think that's a stunning kit. The only thing I've seen, which looks like he's going to put a massive taint on this new kit, is blue shorts.
I heard it might have a collar as well. Actually, like the feeder collar kit.
Apparently, it has got a collar. There's a really good Photoshop on Knees Up Mother Brown of that famous Di Canio picture, but they've photoshopped the kit, so it's the modern one. So it's the same collar. It's got the Betway sponsor, the new badge, and the blue shorts. It's nice. It's nice. Although the blue shorts is terrible.
It's a shame you ain't got a picture to show. It's a shame you ain't got a picture.
Yeah, West Ham don't have blue shorts.
I believe the away kit is based on the famous kit.
The Argentina kit.
No, that's the third kit, isn't it?
No, apparently the third kit's navy, all navy.
Oh, so it's the third kit is the one based on the famous Man United win. Kit you used to have with Joe Cole on the back, wasn't it?
Yes.
15, 16.
Apparently.
And then the away kit is the Argentina kit. Yeah, so be some really nice kits this year. Like I said, I'm hoping it is that Di Canio one. It sounds like it is. A lot of people are saying it is. And I think I might have Might even have Paolo on the back of that kit as well, mate.
Mate, I told you already. I like whatever our home kit is next year. I'm getting Noble on the back.
Oh yeah, last season for
his last season. For his last season, I'm getting Noble on the back of the home kit next year.
Try and get it signed, mate. Need to try and get it signed. Yeah, so nice on the kits. Obviously, fans are back tomorrow as well. Be nice to see the West Ham fans. Be nice to have a little part. There is a mini protest as well planned as well, mate, from Hammers United. What do you make on that?
Good. Absolutely. You know, the owners have been very quiet, but no, the pressure needs to stay on, mate. It needs to stay on. Just because we've had a good season, don't change nothing. You know,
no, at all.
If
they're as we've said all year.
Yeah, exactly. If they invested more in January, we might have had an even better season. We might have got that Champions League places. So no, 100%. And obviously it keeps it up, and then it shows that it's not the fans who are only moaning because they're not doing well. You know, so yeah, absolutely keep the pressure on. 100%. Yeah.
Sounds like Moyes is going to sign a 3-year contract as well now. Obviously, it did go a little bit wobbly for a bit. Do you think that means he's promised some backing then?
You'd like to think so. I mean, I'm guessing that's probably why the negotiations have been taking so long. I think he wouldn't have left this summer anyway. I'm pretty sure there was a year extension that was triggered. But you'd like to think, yeah, if he's going to sign a new contract, he's been promised funds. Let's hope so. Let's hope that's the case.
100%. Yeah, let's just move on to some other football news just to finish off with, mate. So, Harry Kane, mate. I know. Every time I say it, I start smiling or laughing. I might actually be able to like him next year if he joins Man City. Yeah, mate, it looks like that's it. It looks like it's over, mate, for Harry Kane and Tottenham.
What a shame.
I know.
Yeah. No, and I mean, you know, it's to be fair to him, he's been a fantastic servant for Tottenham. He owes them nothing, mate. He has completely carried that club, carried them. And he deserves the move. He's never going to win anything at Tottenham. You know, he deserves a move to go and try and actually win a trophy. And, you know, good luck to him. And I hope the Tottenham fans see it the same way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, I watch a few channels just because they're quite funny. You know, like I watch that oozing expressions and things like that. He says, "Look, listen, there's nothing against Harry. Do you know what I mean? Like you've got to hold your hands up and say, look, this team has not been right. You know, they've wasted so much money, 70 on Ndombele and players like that. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, brilliant. I think Son could be out the door as well next.
It wouldn't surprise me. I think if Kane went, I think Son might follow, but then they might say to Son, I will make you the main man.
Yeah. Play through the middle, yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me to see him go as well. But what a shame.
Where do you think he'll go? I think he's going to go Man City.
I think he'll go Man United. I think he should go Man United. I think it'd suit him better than City. I don't think City would suit him.
He's come out and said, I think he's more or less sort of, put some stuff out in the papers today that he would love to play with Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah.
Well, that's no surprise. I'm guessing any player in the world
could. What striker wouldn't? Yeah.
Yeah, anyone would want to play with Kevin De Bruyne. Maybe. I mean, I think City could use him.
Foden, Sterling, Kane.
But if City are after Haaland,
yeah, I think it's a bit of that. What happens there?
Yeah, if they sign Haaland, they don't need Kane. I don't know. If I was him, I'd go Man United.
And then if he does go Man United, mate, it's back to that question I said I would delay to the end. That mean Lingard going Tottenham?
I can't see it. I don't
think so. Like I say, there are rumours of Martial and Lingard being offered in the deal. It's a Man United package.
I don't think so, mate. I don't think so. Yeah. I don't think so. I can't see it. I don't know why.
Does the fact that Harry Kane is obviously does look like he will go, and one of these big clubs are going to be spending 100 million as well. I mean, does that mean Rice stays as well? Does that add even more to Rice staying?
Yeah.
But that I think the strikers are going to be the main movement this summer.
Yeah, and I think whatever happened, I don't think Rice is going anywhere this summer anyway.
This year, yeah.
Whatever happened, if he has a fantastic Euros and then you've got us in the Europa League, depending on how we do, who knows, mate? He could go next year. If we progress, then hopefully he'll stay. If we don't, then who knows? But yeah, Rice is going nowhere this year.
Yeah, like you say, it's all about progression, isn't it, mate? You know, Harry Kane stayed there till he was 27. He's decided now's the time. So no reason why Rice couldn't stay till he was 25 to West Ham.
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
Let's hope so. One other thing, Ruben Diaz got voted the player of the season, Man City defender. Was there anyone else really, mate, that you thought might have had a chance of winning that?
I'm surprised they didn't give it to Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't. And do you know what? I know it's a joke that he's always nominated, blah, blah, blah. But to be fair, he turned that Man United team around.
No, he is a top player.
You know, if you think before he went to Man United where they were, he's turned them around massively. I think, yeah, if he deserves a shout for it, to be honest. I'm trying to think if there's anyone from West Ham who would be in with a shout. You would have to say, I said probably maybe Soucek, but his form sort of fell off a little bit. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that really stands out.
Harry Kane's been brilliant, mate. Harry Kane has had a brilliant season. Yeah, I know Tottenham haven't, but he has had a brilliant season. Fofana from Leicester has been brilliant as well. My mate Sam in work says, I know you hate Kane, but that pod with Neville was a fantastic watch. Honestly refreshing to see England over club too. He's more of a countryman than a club fan.
Well, you would be if you played for Tottenham, wouldn't you?
No. He's a Newcastle fan. That's what I say. When we ever have the debate in work, we always say about who would you rather? Would you rather Newcastle win the league or England win the World Cup? He always says England over his club. So yeah. I hate Harry Kane because he plays for Tottenham, though, mate. If Harry Kane goes and plays for Man City, it'd be my favourite player. I have him on the back of the shirt. Same as like when who was it? There's another player like that. Like when Lampard left Chelsea this year, manager. I didn't mind Chelsea a little bit, you know. I quite enjoyed it.
Exactly. Do you know? Bale's a big one.
When Bale left
and went to Real Madrid. Yep.
Modric is another one. Ericsson, what a player he's been at Inter Milan this year. Kyle Walker, Man City. There's loads, mate. It's just as soon as they put that shirt on, I can't like him anymore. An Essex farmer has put in a bid for Kane. He states that his chin, we could plough fields all day. Certainly could. Anything else, mate? I think that's about it, really. Oh, one more. I'll tell you what, we will talk about it, mate, for 5 minutes. Fury Joshua. Looks like it could be off now.
I think it is off. That's it. Well, it's off.
All of a sudden come out and gone, actually, I want to fight you now after 18 months.
Well, I don't think it's all of a sudden. The arbitration's been going on for a while. It's not all of a sudden. It's Fury's camp sort of pretending it was going to go away, and then people were sort of saying, well, they kind of knew that this was going to happen, and that's why they delayed actually announcing the Joshua fight. They've said that they're not going to pay Wilder to step aside, so that trilogy is going to happen. And then they're saying that.
Do you think he beats him easier this time, or?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and then they're saying that the Joshua fight could potentially happen in November. I don't think so. They're not going to fight twice in a year.
I think it'd be Christmas.
I'd be surprised, mate. I'd be surprised if they. And obviously, Joshua looks like he's going to have to fight Usyk. I'd be very surprised.
What do you make of that fight? Joshua Usyk.
Good fight. Joshua wins.
I think so. Yeah. I watched the Zora fight this morning actually, and he just doesn't look like he carries the power to hurt Joshua.
No. He's a cruiserweight, isn't he?
Good fighter, fantastic fighter.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But it's the power. Yes, I don't think he's got the power, mate. But I don't know. I'd be surprised if they do 2 fights that close together. You know, you're talking 6 months. A heavyweight world champion twice in 6 months. I can't see it. I think it'll probably be next year.
Duncan says, don't forget to hit the like button, gents. Yes, that would be much appreciated, guys. Much appreciated.
Smash that like button.
Yeah, you know them boys there. I think that's it, mate. Enjoy the game tomorrow, guys. I didn't get your prediction, actually, mate, for tomorrow.
3-1.
3-1. I'll tell you a bet for you tomorrow, guys, as well, if you are betting people. Last game of the season, the Hollywood bet on all teams to score. It's always a decent bet to put on. And there was a good bet, actually. 2 goals in every game tomorrow, 100 to 1. At least 2 goals in every game is 100 to 1.
That's a good shout.
It's a great bet. Got that on, guys. Yeah. Lose, come knocking on my door. Yeah, I think we'll wrap it up there. Me and Paul will be back next week. We'll talk everything. We'll have a proper, dissect the season, give our season ratings, give Moyes a rating, and you can ask us some questions about where you think it's gone right and where you think it's gone wrong. I'll be on JP's show on Wednesday, in the same thing. So nice to be on there as well. But until next time, guys, hit that like button, as Derek says. Keep subscribing. Ask some questions for the next show. Come on, you irons. Keep believing. Let's go.
Cheers.